When you ask for something that you believe you don't have, when things are chaotic and you want calm, or when you don't have enough money and you want more, or when you don't feel good and you want to feel better, or when you ask, you are rarely, we love you so much, in vibrational alignment with what you're asking for. It is in fact the contrast that you think you don't want that even gave you the ability to ask, which means it is the contrast which you think you don't want that even gives you the ability to evolve at all, to expand at all, to continue to be the eternal being that you are at all. So when you think it won't happen, but when you think it'll never happen, but when you think that what you want, it'll never happen, that everything is exactly the way you want it to be. Oh, I just cannot wait until I get into my house and I get into my bed with my brilliant new beautiful and then everything will be perfect. And we say, for a minute. But what's going to happen is there is always going to be new variety and contrast for you to discover your new expansion, which your inner being will go immediately to, and you will close the gap. If we could just convince you that what you came for, the deliciousness of life that you came for, really is closing that gap. That's where all the satisfaction is. When life causes you to know that you want something that hasn't manifested yet, then you get to consciously, if you are aware of this, you get to consciously be involved in consciously closing the gap. And that's, the satisfaction in closing that gap is really unspeakable. So step one is life causes you to ask. Step two is it is answered vibrationally. And it is such a real answer. It is such a real getting ready to be ready to get ready to get ready to be ready to be ready for you, that there is a vibrational reality that is ready for you to be ready for it. In other words, the vibrational reality forms. If you were a seer, if you could read vibration, or if you were in your inner being, if you were standing in that vortex of creation, in that vibrational world, knowing what's coming, then you would know right away that all is well and it's coming. But you're usually not that. We love you so much. You're physical humans who are so enamored. We really appreciate that about you to a certain extent. You are so involved in what is or what you think is. Esther's friend said to her the other day, well, there's what is and there's what really is. And what is what you think is, but it isn't really what is. It's past tense. What you think is old news. It's how the vibration is played out so far. But you, we love you so much. You stand in the middle of what you think is instead of what really is. You stand in the middle of what you think is, and you focus upon what is. And if what is isn't what you want, if what you think is, which really isn't what is, isn't what you really think it should be, it's getting a little complicated. So when you think what is really isn't, what really is over there, but you're over here looking at what is, because you are dependent upon what you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch, what you can translate with your physical senses, because you haven't really become sophisticated enough to enjoy or find satisfaction with what you're translating with your emotional sense. Then you hold yourself in awareness of what's missing. And when you hold yourself in awareness of what's missing, you effectively block your reception of not just the satisfaction, but the clues, the impulses, the timing of the unfolding of it. But if we can help you to remember that, yes, this is a reality, and it's a step one part of the equation. Your reality and what is the step one. You look around at what you think is, it isn't really what is, it's what has been. This old news, which is what's happening right now, it's old news. This manifestation that you want to call what is causing you constantly to ask for more, which is what really is. And your inner being stands in that vibrational reality. And if we can get you focused for a little bit on this vibrational reality, it's so real, we wrote a whole book about it, named it The Vortex. This vibrational reality, this vortex of creation, where everything that you've asked for is vibrationally, and law of attraction is calling forth the cooperative components. So there is a reality that is in the process of becoming, that you have the ability of tapping into in a way that you will begin right away to experience the satisfaction of its existence. And when you learn how to find satisfaction in the existence of what you're not quite yet able to see and hear and smell and taste and touch, you just know it, then what happens is whole sequences of things begin to happen. Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you're here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You're knowing what you are wanting. You are appreciating the contrast of your time and place. It's a good thing, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? It is a good thing, because it brings you to a point of clarity about what you desire. And that matters a lot, doesn't it? Because you are a creator, powerful creator. You've come into this physical body, into this physical time and place, specifically wanting the contrast that surrounds you to help you to identify your personal preferences and desires. It's important that you understand that you are allowed by all that is, and we want you to allow yourself to have a negative moment in time. You've got to be able to explore contrast in order to even know what you want. And sometimes in the exploration of contrast, you have some negative emotion as you focus upon what is not wanted. And we've been calling that, because you are a creator and we would like it, and you would like it too if you were a deliberate creator. We want you to understand that in deliberate creation, in deliberate focus, there is so much satisfaction. In fact, only in being deliberate is there satisfaction. And satisfaction is always, hear this, we've not said it to you this clearly before. When you are in a moment of satisfaction, whether it's a peaceful calm or whether it's a off-the-wall enthusiasm or passion, when you are in a moment of satisfaction, it always means there is no vibrational discord between you and the way your inner being is viewing this moment in time with you. We want you to understand, we want you to believe, we want you to accept, we want you to have full knowledge that your inner being is focused with you in every moment in time. But sometimes you are vibrationally out of sync enough that you don't know it. So you are therefore not in what we want to call the receiving mode, meaning the receiving mode of receiving the fullness of who you are to experience this moment in time. When you open your valve, so to speak, or your circuit, or whatever you want to metaphorically call this connection between you and you, oh, the clarity is delicious. And your point of attraction is increased in ways that we can't even begin to explain. We cannot provide enough vibrational clarity to Esther for her to find a word that is equivalent to the leverage of power that you accomplish when you work in sync with your source. But you got to play around with it and practice it a little bit to know whether you're doing it or not.